Hey kids, Mr. Jong here. Today we're going to be going over rigid transformations. What do they are, how do we use them, how can we describe them in this video today. So let's go ahead and get started. Rigid transformations are when we take some type of movement and we maintain the same size and shape of a figure. So whenever I say rigid transformations, I'm saying what are a movement or what are a sequence of movements that I can apply to a figure such that it does not change the size or shape of that original figure. In geometry, we have three rigid transformations that we learn: reflections, translations, and rotations. The first transformation I want to talk about is reflection. A reflection is when you flip a figure across a line of reflection. So in this figure, you can see that I've taken the original image of triangle ABC and reflected it across line L. When you flip or reflect an image, make sure you keep track of how far each of the original points were away from the line of symmetry. To make sure you correctly reflect the triangle, they must maintain that same distance on the other side. The second transformation are known as translations. A translation is when you slide a figure in a direction. The big difference between translations and reflections is that a translated figure does not flip. It maintains the same orientation. In this example, I have the polygon DEFGH translated 4 units down and 11 units to the right. Notice that the orientation of the image does not change after our translation is complete. And finally, we have rotations. Now, rotations are a little more complicated than both reflections and translations because it requires a lot more information to do properly. A rotation is when you spin a figure around a point. In this example, I have the polygon rotated 90 degrees to the right or clockwise around point P. In order to properly describe a rotation, you need all three of those elements. So let's summarize. A rigid transformation is a movement that does not change the size or shape of the original figure. A reflection just requires a line of reflection or a line of symmetry in order to be described fully. A translation needs a direction and a distance for it to be described fully. And a rotation needs a center of rotation, a direction, and the number of degrees it rotates. I hope this video helps in understanding a little bit more about rigid transformations. Take care, guys.